Hi all, this is Chandni. So in this video we are going to discuss about the Red Hat OpenShift cluster creation using automation. So the cloud provider which I have used is Azure, and also for YAML scripting I have used the Ansible. So here is a code that I have written. So for creating of any Red Hat OpenShift cluster, we need the resource group, we need the virtual networks, we need the subnets inside the virtual network, and then we could go ahead for creation of the Red Hat OpenShift cluster. So if you see here, I have used the Azure pre-built. It is already predefined modules, whatever the modules that I've used: resource group, virtual network, subnets. I have two subnets here for the master and the worker. So I've created the resource group by passing all the values, and also I'm storing that in rg_rs variable. So later I'm printing that using the debug command. And these are the lines for the virtual network. So I'm passing the parameters, resource group name and the address prefix. So based on our requirement, we should provide the address prefix. So I've taken the subnet for master and also for the worker. And here is a set facts. So we have to use the set facts when we are going to use the properties of the already defined modules. So I'm going to use OpenShift pull request, resource group ID, master subnet ID and worker subnet ID. So if you could see the resource group ID, this is a variable that I have set in the beginning. So this is a variable which I have set for the resource group. So I have registered all my output in this particular rg_rs. So from this output, so I am getting the value for the state.id. So I am getting the value for the resource group ID, and later I am taking the master subnet ID from the variable that I have defined, and also for the worker subnet. So here is the main code for creation of the OpenShift cluster. So I have used a module which is OpenShift Azure RM OpenShift managed cluster. So herein we need to pass a few parameters like the resource name, location, cluster profile, like which version we wanted to create the cluster, and also the pull secret details, and also resource group ID. Here is a service principal profile. So this profile we should pass client ID and client secret. So these details we can't pass it directly, so we have to store it in a vault to make sure that the values are secured. So this is a format that we call the variables, we call the environment variables for service principal profile, and this is a network profile that I've passed, and this is a master profile and the worker profile. So we have to define the size of the VM, and also the subnet ID, and also the disk size for the worker nodes, and also how many worker nodes we want for the cluster. So master will be 1, and the cluster nodes I have taken are the 3, and the worker nodes that I have taken are the 3. And here I have set the API server profile also as a visibility to be public, and also ingress profile I set it as a default one. And all the output that I'm storing it in a cluster_rs variable, and then I'm printing that particular cluster output. Yes, so this is all about the code, and if you would like to have this code, then you can open the GitHub URL. So I'll provide that in the description. This is my GitHub URL. You can find the code in this particular URL. Yes, thank you.